I don't want to ever come off as someone that like dictates or I don't know, like just micromanages. I need this, this, and this. I mean, it's good to give pointers, but it's important to let these vendors do their jobs.
Welcome to the Candid Wedding Podcast. I'm your host, Alexis, a Florida-based wedding photographer. Here we talk to brides and wedding professionals to help you have a stress-free wedding day. I hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend. Welcome back to the Candid Wedding Podcast. I am Alexis, and I am very excited for our guest today. It is one of my past brides. Her name is Cassie, or Cassandra, so welcome.
Hey, it feels great to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Kind of introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Cassie, or Cass. I am 29 years old. I'm a speech language pathologist.
29.
I turned 30 this year. I've had a few nightmares about it already. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. My husband, Josh, is from Ohio. And we met 6 years ago on a Carnival cruise ship.
I love that story.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so random.
I know. I didn't even want to go.
Did you just, spend the whole week together?
No, it was at the end of the cruise when we really had a good conversation.
Wow.
Because the girls that I was with, they're like, come on, Cass. Like, it's not all about tanning. Like, I was like, dude, this is all about tanning, you know? And they're like, there's so many boys. Come on. Like, because he was there with his chiropractic colleagues. So I was there with a few girls from my speech pathology program.
Oh, that's fun.
So they had actually met them first, and they were kind of like pulling me like, come on, Cass, like you got to meet some people. And
were they specifically telling you to go talk to Josh, or just boys in general?
Just boys in general. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then, I met Josh, and he's the best.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really with my best friend. Yeah.
What? How do we know each other?
Well, I moved to St. Pete in December of 2021, and I got engaged May of 2022, and it was actually at the, I think the Atlanta airport. Actually, no, it was at the CVG, Cincinnati, and I was browsing your website for engagement photos, and I just really fell in love with your, like, the way you photographed photos was just incredibly authentic, and it shined through it, and I was like, holy smokes, like this is her. And I filled in your questionnaire, and it was like love at first sight meeting you, and I'm so lucky.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that you're gassing me up.
Yeah.
Also love at first sight when you send in an actual form instead of just DMing me. So thank you for that.
There you go.
Why did you want to get married?
Well, I wanted to get married because I think, solidifying your love, right? And it's just more permanent than just being a girlfriend or a fiance. I wanted to get married because I feel like I've always wanted to be a wife and a mother, eventually. And I just felt like Josh was the right fit for me. I mean, 6 years ago, I knew it. I felt it. So I guess I hope I answered that question right.
You did. It was great. Okay, so I shot your engagement photos, and then shortly after that, you booked me for your wedding.
Yes.
Which I was super excited about. I did photo with a second shooter, and then Troy, my husband, was also your videographer.
Yes.
So we had the power team that day.
For sure.
Loved all of your vendors for your day. So maybe give me a little breakdown of your wedding, your venue, vendors, vibes.
Okay. All right.
All
So
that jazz.
I got married October 28th of 2023 at the James Museum, and it is a Western and wildlife exhibit. Definitely has Yellowstone vibes. nature. It's clean. I don't know. I thought getting married at a museum was just so cool. Like, so cool.
Yeah. I was so excited for your wedding because there's a gallery.
Yes.
And I knew with you and Josh, I'm like, they need photos in the gallery. Because I've previously shot at the James Museum, and some of the couple it's like, no, we don't need it. But like, it was just so you guys and very, very you. I don't know if it was very Josh, but to take photos in the gallery, and they turned out so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. They were breathtaking.
But yeah, so you got married there. You had your ceremony and cocktail hour and reception all there, which was beautiful for the space. You could have it in 3 different areas.
Yes.
But still very convenient.
Yes, super convenient. And the location was great. There's hotels nearby, especially for a lot of, the out-of-towners from the Midwest. It was just so nice to be as logistically, logistics were right for the wedding, especially for having out of town guests.
Yeah. So you had your wedding at the James Museum, and you described it as very Yellowstone Western. It's pretty modern as well.
Yeah.
Is that like when you were wedding planning? Is that what you pictured for the overall aesthetic of your wedding?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted driftwood, candles, just very clean, contemporary, and romantic.
Yeah. That definitely was your wedding. So who are all the vendors, if you can remember?
Yes. Okay. So for wedding planning, I did the month of coordinating, which was really great because I had my venue, the caterer. The James had a beautiful list of preferred vendors, which made it so much easier to go that route. And so I booked with Wilder Event. I love her.
Love them.
I love Delaney. I love her team. They made wedding planning so much easier and so smooth. Like, I don't even know how they do it.
And you just did month of coordinating.
I did
Can't
month
imagine
of,
full planning with them.
Oh yeah, I could only imagine. That's where I met Alyssa, who's a dream. I don't know, like if I did it again, I would choose them again. Like,
and
they're
who's Alyssa?
Amazing. Alyssa was actually my month of coordinator, so she was assigned to my wedding.
Shout out to Alyssa.
Yeah, she's the best. And then for makeup, I did Face by Anna Grace. She is spectacular as well. Who else? Oh, Florals, FH Events. You guys are the best. Oh my gosh. They really made my vision come to life, which I'm like the most indecisive person in this world. So it was really helpful to kind of give the creative freedom to my vendors. I thought that was very important because I don't know anything about being creative.
Well, I got that vibe from you right away, is that you hire us because you trust us.
Yes.
And that really showed with the freedom we had on your wedding day, which in turn, from our side, turned into great photos and videos.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Because if I don't feel you breathing down my neck, I feel like I'm going to produce better quality for you.
Absolutely.
What about catering?
Catering, we did DH. No,
it's okay. We don't
DRG. I did DRG catering, and it was cool because the James Museum is next to DATS, and I believe they share the same kitchen.
Okay.
So it was very cohesive and smooth to have them be our caterer, and I met some fabulous people along the way with the caterers.
And then I think the only other vendor you had was a violinist, right?
Oh, yes. Sebastian. He was definitely the highlight of our wedding, or one of the highlights. I actually found him on TikTok.
Yeah, he's TikTok famous.
He's TikTok famous, and I really loved that he did renditions of all Bad Bunny songs.
I'm dead.
Yeah. I knew.
I loved it because the music pre-ceremony and you walking down the aisle was not traditional, but it was beautiful because it was on a violin.
Yep. Oh my gosh, he did so great. And also our DJ, Randy. I love him. He was so good too.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Wait, he was a really tall guy,
Dude,
right?
yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't know you were 7 foot.
I bet, like, every conversation he has with a new person, it's somebody saying, wow, you're so tall.
Yeah.
Like, he probably gets so sick of it.
Yeah. He didn't look that tall on Zoom.
He was so fun, though. Like, he got out on the dance floor as well. He was so great to work with.
Yeah, he even did what's that thing?
Limbo.
The limbo. Yeah.
I got photos of it. I'll have to share them. It was so funny. Okay, so what was most important to you on your wedding day?
I think the most important thing for me was that, and again, this is probably like not the best advice, but just to have everyone be happy, which is hard in general, but I feel that if things go smoothly and it's a positive experience as a whole, everyone is going to just enjoy it. That's kind of what I wanted, everyone to feel included and just have a great time with me and Josh.
To counteract that, though, because it was so important to you that everybody had such a good time, do you feel like you couldn't have a good time?
I feel...
Or because everybody was having a good time, therefore you were having a good time?
Yeah, I think that's the latter. I think that since everyone was having a good time, I also was having a good time. Like, it was just like a cohesive, like, everyone's just so happy. And, like, that's all I wanted.
Your day was filled with a lot of love. It was so cute.
Thank you.
What was most memorable to you on your wedding day? Or do you have, like, any wedding day wins?
I definitely loved my first look with my dad. I think that was very special. I ugly cried so hard. Like, I remember my tear, like, messed my, like, foundation up, and I was like, oh, great. That was definitely a core memory of mine. And, of course, seeing Josh, too, and saying our vows. That was beautiful. I know that I was nervous for that. And I don't know, just, like, everyone was just, it was just such a day. Like, I wish I could do it every other weekend.
Honestly, just like the amount of love you have in your heart on wedding days is crazy. When it's your wedding day, you just look around and you're like, literally everybody's here for me and my spouse.
Yes.
This is insane. And they're all here happily.
Yes.
Which is beautiful thing.
I know.
Do you have any wedding day regrets, or would you have done anything differently for your wedding?
So this one was a hard question for me because I really had to just, like, dig into all my files in my brain to, like, pinpoint something that I regretted. And honestly, I've come to nothing. Like, if I could do it again, I would do it again. Same outcome, same vendors. It was just such a good feeling to have. And I remember praying about it and saying, I hope that what I'm saying after the wedding is like, wow, that was so great and so smooth. And that's exactly what happened.
Yes. We love to hear that as vendors because we're like, we did our job well done.
Oh, for sure. You guys went above and beyond, really.
Not every bride has that good of experience. What made it such a good day for you?
So what really made it special and great for me was having all my loved ones, well, Josh and I's loved ones in one place. And I remember being at the altar and just, like, looking at everyone and taking it all in and having those, like, core, like, snippets and pictures in my head of everyone just looking and smiling, some crying. And it was just that, to me, having everyone in one place, that they traveled to get there for us, like, that I'm so thankful for. So yeah, just being together and united as a whole.
I feel like that's something that helps you not regret anything about your wedding, is just knowing that, like, if I'm there, if Josh is there, our officiant is there, and the people you love are there, like, nothing can go wrong.
Exactly.
And just knowing, like, what truly matters on a wedding day.
Yes.
It seems like you put a lot of trust into your vendors, specifically your wedding planner, maybe, because you are able to just focus on having a good time with your loved ones. Tell me how you're able to do that.
Okay, I think I don't want to ever come off come across as someone that like dictates, or I don't know, like just micromanages. You guys are all artists, and like have this creative, I don't know, like this creative aura about all of you, all of my vendors, and I just wanted them to shine as bright as they could by giving them that creative freedom, and they rocked it. They did such a good job, and I think by letting them do their job, right, as opposed to I need this, this, and this. I mean, it's good to give pointers, and direction, but it's important to let these vendors do their jobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's just like good to be like, okay, this is what Cassie and Josh value.
Yep.
Like 3 main points, but then just letting us run with it instead of giving us like, this is a shot list we want or something.
Yes.
Because then I don't feel like I can do my best work if I'm trying to stick within your framework.
Exactly. Yeah.
What'd you say you were, a Bridechilla?
Yeah, I'm a Bridechilla, not a Bridezilla.
What advice would you have for couples that are planning their wedding right now?
Okay, the best advice ever is definitely lock down your venue and your date. I feel like once that's done, you can chill for about 3 months, right? But I think once you get that, you're way ahead of the game.
What was the order and what you booked everything?
It was date and venue. Like, I contacted the James and I worked with them to pick October 28th. I had originally wanted to get married on November 11th, but they didn't have that date available. But October 28th came. They were like, oh yeah, we have this date, and it just so happens to be the lady's birthday who I was talking to. She's like, oh, my birthday is October 28th, and I'm like, that's it. There you go. A sign. I'm like, sold. It's October 28th. But yes, so that's the first thing we did was get our venue and our date out of the way. Mm-hmm. And I did chill for about 3 months after that.
Yeah. And then who'd you book after that?
After that, I booked the caterer. So I went through the preferred vendor list of the James, and I feel like having a vendor list is so helpful. Like, book through your vendor lists, okay? Because it just makes life so much easier. Like, oh my gosh, here you go. And they've worked with them before, so that's important. I mean, it's good to obviously venture out and find vendors on your own. And if you found a vendor that you really love, you can have them meet, and then next year those people are on their preferred vendor list. So it just grows and grows. Finding your makeup artist for me was one of the hardest things to find. I kept getting emails back with, oh no, sorry, that date is booked because I got married on October 28th, which just so happens to be Halloween weekend. So a lot of these makeup vendors were booked, but that was honestly the hardest vendor to find, was makeup and hair. But I stumbled across Face by Anna Grace, and she rocked it.
I feel like that's something that I, as a bride, was most picky about as well, because I'm so used to doing my own makeup and it being more natural. So I'm not used to having like my whole face done.
Yep.
So that, I don't know, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so picky.
I tried not to be picky. I mean, I did do 2 hair trials. The first hair trial was like half up, half down, but I sweat so much that like it would have been a frizz ball by like hour 1. So then I went back and I did the high-low bun.
It was cute.
Thank you. Still got super frizzy, but
it's Florida.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I just gotta embrace the curly hair now. So on your wedding day, it was important to you that everybody was having a good time. Was it hard managing like family dynamics, or not really on your wedding day?
I think everyone really put everything to the side and just enjoyed it, and that's everything that I had wanted, it to be. I wanted everyone to just, whatever's going on, just kind of leave it at the door. You're in St. Pete.
For one day.
For one day. One day. It's chill, But I think, yeah, I really feel, and I'm so thankful that everyone was able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have any other advice for couples that are getting married soon?
I think the best advice also is, other than booking your date and your venue, is just take things day by day. And I think that as long as you are in it together, I think that it's gonna turn out just fine. Like, everything's gonna be okay. That's what I wanted to say. Everything's gonna be okay.
Did you and Josh prepare for marriage as well as your wedding?
Like, in a sense of, like, going to...
Like, if you wanted to do, like, marriage counseling, or, like, going through a book together, or, like, prioritizing date nights and not everything being about the wedding.
Yeah, yes, and I guess no. We had surprisingly really good communication with, what we expected of each other during that time. We both work full time, and it was kind of hard to, like, turn off our work brains and then turn on our wedding brains. But we only fought, I think, once. I called Josh an idiot for going into the Dunkin' parking lot versus the drive-through. And he was like, what? Like, he had to double take. I also used, before idiot, it was the F-bomb too. So it was really bad. But that was the only time that we had, like, just because I was just I was stressed coming, like, because it was close to the day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sorry, Josh, about that.
Did you like your wedding dress, and where'd you get it from?
I absolutely loved my wedding dress. I went to 2 spots to try on a bunch of dresses, and I ended up purchasing, my stepmom purchased my dress for me, my bonus mom, as a gift, which was so incredibly just generous. And I got it at CC's Bridal on Omerton, and Leary was my bridal consultant, and she did such a good job picking out a bunch of dresses. I was a bit picky with dresses in general. I feel like I tried on so many, but when I tried on mine, the one that I wore, like, and I know it sounds so cliche, like, when you know, but when I tried it on, I was like, this is the one.
Yeah.
And I remember going into my fitting like 4 months after or something like that, and it was a little tight. I remember freaking out, but I think it was just really hot that day, and I was swollen, and other factors of being a woman, right? Sorry, Troy.
Whatever phase you're in.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever phase I was just wasn't the right.
He knows all about that.
It wasn't the right one. And I even went on Weight Watchers. I was like, oh, I downloaded Weight Watchers, and shout out to Weight Watchers, because it really helped. Especially before the wedding. And
now we're going into our ad.
Weight Watchers. But yeah, I just really loved my dress. I felt like it was very princessy, which wasn't the vibes for me. I didn't expect to fall in love with a dress that looked like Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. But hey, she was beautiful. She was a gown, and she was really heavy, and I sweat a lot.
Did Josh expect that dress? Or did you show him beforehand?
No, I didn't show him beforehand. All my photos of the dress were in like some sort of hidden file on my phone. He loved it. You know what? That's a good question. I didn't ask him, like, did you expect me to be in this dress? Mm-hmm. Like, were you expecting me in like a strapless or like a mermaid? But you know, he would just be like, what are you saying?
He'd be like, it's white.
Yeah, it's white. It's white.
Kassie, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I loved it.
Thank you for having me. Yes. It's just, I feel like we've known each other forever, and I feel that that's what you give to all your clients, and I just want you to know that you and Troy are both like the dream team. So book them.
Thank you so much. But yeah, it was such an honor to have you on, and I'm just grateful that we're still in contact and friends now. But yeah, keep on following along on the podcast. Again, it's Candid Wedding Podcast with Alexis. Follow us on Instagram and also listen to us on any listening platform. Have a good day.